Once again, we are live back thanks to those companies that help make the IBA World Tour possible. This is the GoPro IBA World Top. You are looking right now at stop number 4. This is the Itacoatiara Pro, presented by Pride Bodyboards as well as Kimona Surf Shop and Net. My name is Eric Apple. I am your host for the IBA World Tour. Here with you as always, as I've been throughout the year. I've had the pleasure of broadcasting to you guys the South Coast event, as well as 2 events in Chile, and now here in Brazil, and I'm excited to be a part of the shenanigans here in the Atlantic Ocean. We see Magno Passos in yellow, his first wave of 2.38. Nice barrel, tries for the ARS out of it, comes unglued, and that's why he does not get a complete score for that wave. So again, we are on the left. Look at that red right now. Big barrel from Ian Campbell, and what a surprise. I've been talking about it so much. Ian Campbell is able to find the barrel, almost better than anybody, it seems like. And the guy does such a good job at being in the right place at the right time. It really is very amazing. And we're going to wait for a score to come through on that one. But that was a beautiful left-hand wedger that just set up absolutely perfect. Again, Magno with only a 2.38 on his first wave. And we will see what comes through after, for this one. Check out the replay. Ian Campbell, the South African. Couldn't see if he was able to roll out of that one or not, but it was definitely a good barrel. See if we can find a different angle, possibly. This is yellow. Magno Passos down the beach a little ways. He's looking for the rights. Driving here. A little bouncy, that wave. Is he going to find a section he can do something? No, he elects to jump out the back. And he's going to paddle back out through the little channel right there in the middle. First wave for red, Ian Campbell, a 5.63. As we see the replay of a wave that Magno really didn't do much of anything on. So again, couple waves under the belt of Magno Passos. He has a 3.76 total. No good waves for him, though. All 3 waves are pretty low scoring, but pretty decent wave for Ian Campbell, a 5.63 to start things off, and good on him. 25 minutes to go here in this 30-minute heat. Again, 30-minute heats, man-on-man competition. And I believe that second place will receive equal 9th position. And we're listening to the priority. So Magno Passos has priority at the moment, which means that if he's sitting next to his competitor, Ian Campbell, and a wave comes in, he automatically gets the wave. He doesn't have to be in a better position or anything like that. He just automatically, it's his. But if he paddles for a wave and doesn't catch it, he loses that priority. So that's a little bit of information. And again, look at the results from the heat before. Eliatin Lodiero and Lucas Nogueira beating 6-time world champion Guilherme Tamega. Unfortunate for GT and surprising to see last year's finalist. He got second place here, and very surprising to see him going home this early. And some lines coming here from the outside. Let's take a look at what we might be having coming in. You can see quite a big rip current over there on the right-hand side of the shot. A lot of water moving around out here. This is a very open ocean, powerful beach break. A lot of people have been comparing it to Porto Escondido, and I'm not going to argue with that. I've been out here in the water a couple times, and I had the chance to feel the power out here. And even when it's not too big, you can definitely tell that it's a legit day. So again, man-to-man competition, South African versus the Brasileiro Magno Passos, and it looks like Ian Campbell's down there a little ways, paddling for a little spot down there. And I'll tell you what, I really don't think the priority is going to matter because these guys are sitting so far away from each other. It's pretty interesting to see these guys are on two completely separate peaks. "22 minutes, 30 seconds ago, so we've already gone through 7.5 minutes. Not too much action going on at the moment, but I promise you it will heat up at some point. As we take a look at Ian Campbell, he's a guy that I've been talking about throughout the entire competition, and everyone seems to agree that this guy is really, he somehow just knows how to be in the right spot at the right time, and he's able to really get the best barrels that the ocean can offer no matter where we are. I've seen him do it other places as well as here in Itacoatiara, but this is a very challenging wave, and it's probably a little bit harder than most places to ride the barrel. I mean, you know, certain waves, Pipeline and El Gringo, places like that, you know, it's not that difficult to get in the barrel. Now, to ride it properly and exit is another story. But to find the barrel is not that hard. But here at Itacoatiara, it's a challenge to be where the barrel is all the time, and if at all. And he's certainly been someone who's been doing it very consistently, and good on him for that. Sitting there watching some waves passing by. Again, best 2 waves count here. These guys can get up to 15 waves, 30-minute heat, so they have a long time out here in the water in this man-on-man action. Some lines coming on the outside. I see some bumps. There is some sets coming to the beach here at Itacoatiara. A great valley and a great venue for a surf competition. It's nice to be here, and great to be in the warm water and the warm air and enjoying the weather here in Rio. And nobody electing to take off on this way. Let's see if there's something behind it. Okay, let's throw it down to the beach with our heat winner. Isabella Sosa is down on the beach. Take it away, Isabella.
Hey guys, I have with me Wellington Loureiro. He got the best barrel to the contest. And como é que tu tá se sentindo de ter pegado o melhor tubo aí do campeonato?
O Itacoatiara me abençoou com aquele tubo ali. Peguei 2 ondas excelentes, errei, né? Não sei o que aconteceu, mas peguei aquele tubo ali, saí incrível que nem eu acreditei. Foi realmente Deus que me abençoou.
Ask about the barrel. He told that he's pretty happy to get like one of the best barrels of the contest, and he pretty happy say thanks of the God. E aí, como é que tá se sentindo agora para a próxima bateria? Teve um confronto agora forte. Já viu quem que vai cair contigo?
Não, ainda não deu nem tempo, né? Sair da água ali agora, mas a cada bateria te dá mais força, né? E mais incentivo ainda. Agora eu competi com o meu ídolo, o Guilherme Tâmego, o Lucas Nogueira também, aprendi com ele. Então agora as expectativas são as melhores possíveis.
So that's pretty happy to compete with Guilherme and Lucas. Pretty hard hit, and then pretty happy, and he think that the next one will be good too, and pretty focused to the next hit. Quer mandar uma mensagem aí pra galera de casa?
Pô, lógico, a minha família, todos meus amigos que sempre me mandam super energia positiva, a galera do CETAF aí, a galera do Instituto Viva a Vida, que é meus alunos todos. E obrigado, e principalmente a Deus, que se não fosse ele eu não estaria aqui.
Parabéns, parabéns. Valeu.
Obrigado.
Back for you guys.
Again, we missed a wave of Ian Campbell's. It was a left-hander. The South African in red got a hold of. Came in with a score of a 6.7, so he's out to a decent lead. He has a total score of 12.3. We're going to see the replay right now. Driving there on that left. Big invert right there, getting out of the wave, and once again, being in the right spot. So a nice score of 6.7. Yeah, he's going to be pretty comfortable now, considering Magno has a 2.3 and a 1.3. And this is another wave for Ian Campbell. Look at the barrel. Oh, that wave's spitting, and did he make it out? Oh, somehow catching an edge at the last minute or getting pushed down by the lip. not able to exit that barrel. I thought he was going to for a moment. And he's been the guy who's been doing it consistently throughout the entire competition, and I didn't think it was going to end there. So again, look at the style. Man, and he tried to like hop out of there and just not able to do so. "17 minutes and 20 seconds remaining. Still Ian Campbell with a decent lead. And man, imagine the score he would have got if he would have been able to exit that barrel like we thought he was going to be able to. You know, great style, great trim heading in there. Everything was looking solid. And he's leading over Magno Passos in the yellow, the Brasileiro. And he's got to be a little bit of extra pressure for Magno Passos. He doesn't want to get beat here on Brazilian soil by a South African. As we see some sets coming in. And these riders are now sitting closer to each other. We see Magno lining up for this right. What's going to happen? This is a real set wave right now. Dropping in. All kinds of speed. Driving for the lip. What's it going to be? Oh, beautiful invert for Magno. And is Ian Campbell going to catch a set wave behind him? No, he doesn't. So Magno going to have by far his best scoring wave of the heat with that right there. And let's look at this replay. A big size right, driving for a long time, drawn out bottom turn, and this is going to be a high score. This is exactly what Craig Haddon, one of our judges, was discussing with me earlier. Bigger waves, green open face, a long drawn out bottom turn, and real commitment. And he lands the maneuver, and he's still far out in the ocean, not really landing on the beach and washing up like anybody could. So 7.65, a good score for Magno. By far the highest scoring wave of the heat, like I thought it would be. And he's still in second place, though, because that's his only decent scoring wave. Other than that, he has a 2.3, a 1.3, and a 1.1. So Magno, man, great invert right there and puts him in a good position now to jump up in the lead on his next wave. So at this point, like I said, he needs a 4.68 to jump up to the lead. Ian Campbell with a couple good waves, 5.6 and a 6.7, but wow, that 7.65 really caught the attention of the judges and everybody on the beach who was definitely going to be watching for him to do have another big wave like that. Look at this right-hand barrel. Magno not able to find the exit to that one. We got the big prize. IBA World Tour manager Alex Leon. Leo jumping in the hot seat with us. Alex, welcome to the show.
Thanks, Eric. How are you?
I'm doing good. We're having some pretty good action down to the man-on-man heats, and things are starting to heat up. And that last heat of round number 3 was really insane with Elliot and Lodiero getting that.
Was a good heat, wasn't it?
At the last minute, and it's
taking down
surprising
Tamega.
to see Tamega, a guy who's a 6-time world champion and a guy who made the finals here last year. He's going out to 2 other Brazilians. It's pretty intense.
Yeah, it's a good heat to watch, and I didn't get to watch a lot of it, but I got to watch most of it. As you can tell, I'm running around like a mad dog over here.
And again, we want you guys to remember, as we watch this left of Magno Passo, this is a good size set wave too. Finding the barrel is Magno. Is he going to find an exit? That was a pit right there for a second, wasn't it?
Yeah, waves are still pumping out there. Supposed to decrease as well. Supposed to decrease this afternoon, but I don't know. We're still seeing some solid sets coming through, so we're going to continue this. Try and finish round 4 today. So you see a replay here.
Dropping in here last minute. Oh, and purling.
Ooh, see, we didn't see that from the other angle.
So good work right there. We have multiple angles on the beach, and we got on the second look, we got to see what exactly went wrong with the malfunction of Magno Passos, but he's still in good position. It was a 7.65, so any decent score coming in is going to put him up there in the lead in front of Ian Campbell, who has, I've been talking about, he's a guy who's been able to find the barrel and always seems to be in the right place at the right time on the wave, right?
Yeah, that's right. We watched him in Arica, the last Grand Slam, and he was drawing really good lines at a heavy wave. You know, first time he's ever been to that wave, especially this wave too. It's the first time he's been to this wave, and he looks like he's been surfing here for a couple of years.
Well, one thing that I think is impressive is it's one thing if you can get barreled at Gringo or get barreled at Pipeline, but to find the barrel here is more difficult, much more difficult. To be in the right place at the right time.
Well, as you see, look, he's trying to be in the right place. So much paddling going on out there. The guys are buggered. Coming in, they're just so tired.
And look at this on the right-hander. Ian Campbell is paddling hard. No, he's going to go left. Look at this, finding the barrel again. He's coming out. We're just talking about it. Insane in the membrane is Ian Campbell. Nice barrel, 2 rolls, and it's like he just does it on cue. I started discussing with it how good a barrel rider he is, and he does it.
We could see there in that bottom turn, he's using his leg to drive him and set him up right on that shockwave. He's got so much talent, this Ian Campbell, and this isn't the last time we'll see him.
Well, he was already in the lead, and he's going to solidify that right now. And man, I mean, I thought he was going to go right, and look at this. He must have saw something I didn't. Disappearing completely, reappearing, still in the critical section, rolling a great air roll right there. 2 good solid rolls.
Yeah.
1 more for good measure on the end.
Good flow, that. Barrel with 3 rolls, especially in a short capacity of space. You've only got 30 metres.
This is Magno. Powerful through the roof of that barrel.
Can he come out of this?
Not going to do it. And we have a score for Ian Campbell. No, not yet. Still waiting for a score on that 4th wave of his. 8.88. That's the highest scoring wave of the heat for Ian Campbell. So he just put some more pressure on Magno, and we see him right here.
Just not being able to hit that perfectly. I have to punch a roll through.
Yeah, we saw
through the lip.
The whitewater kind of exploding all different directions there. I mean, everything looked pretty much right on as far as what it should have been. Just not able to ride out of the whitewater, but the technique was there on the roll, and he was nice and composed.
Yeah, it's pretty fast, this beach break. You managed to get out in the water yesterday after the contest, I saw.
Yeah. One thing I want to say is that I will say that this spot, even when it's small, you could feel the power out there. You can tell this is a legitimate, powerful beach break that is something to be reckoned with and something to be respected.
Super powerful.
And we are on the Facebook right now, so you guys make sure you are commenting and interacting with us. And I will say that, Alex, you came up with the idea to put a judge in the booth with me today. And it was a great idea. I mean, we had some great communication and some great information passed along. And, one thing I would say that, probably like a lot of the riders, as we see PLC with his GoPro mount on, a lot of the riders probably think they know exactly what's going on with the judging, but there can be more communication, and the judges do welcome it. I know they appreciate it, and they appreciate the questions I was asking and the opportunity that you gave them to come in here in the booth with me today. Like I learned, number one, yesterday I was taught that not to compare scores from one heat to another because each heat is judged relatively to the conditions and the waves in that heat and the other riders in that heat. So, don't compare a 6.0 in one heat to a 6.0 2 heats later.
That's
two
right,
different
yeah.
heats and 2 different situations and 2 different wave conditions. Another thing I learned today is that the judges, it's not officially in the criteria as far as there's no style officially in the criteria. And I thought that was pretty interesting that's not an official criteria. Can you comment on that? That we don't have style in the official criteria of the judging?
Yeah, well, it was never actually in the rule book for bodyboarding. Never has been, and I'm not sure what the future will hold. I mean, when you come down to style, it's different countries, different riders. There's so many different styles, and I mean, Australians have their own style. Americans and Hawaiians have their own style, and you come to South America, and it's very different, and they all surf similar. Like they follow Tamiga or they follow, Etta or Magno, and it's what you follow, and also it's not just the riders that are following their peers in their countries, but it's also the judges and what they're judging in their country. So when we take these international, create these international panels, we've got judges, 4 internationals. We've got a panel of 7 at the moment. We've got 4 internationals, and they're all coming from, they're watching different styles in their own countries and judging all different styles. And, to implement one good style
Yeah.
onto a panel and make that a criteria, it's just way too confusing for all these other judges that don't know, because anyone can say, well, no, that's not stylish, or that is stylish. Who's to say what a good style is?
Yeah.
Well,
I suppose it's just a whole nother ball of wax. And it's kind of like if you put that officially in the criteria, it's basically open up Pandora's box.
Well, you look at the ASP and I know Australians and Americans look at Brazilian surfers like De Souza and Felipe Toledo, those new young guys are coming up, and I've heard a lot of people say that their styles are rubbish and terrible, but the Brazilians say that those styles are really good. And so who's to say, and it's but what it comes down to is the guy that's going to win is a guy that implements a little bit of style, because we know that the functionality of a bodyboard, you need to have the good style that will give you that speed and give you that direction to make moves. It's a lot harder if you've got a funky style, or your legs are a bit out of whack, or your arm, you're not going to get the speed, the
You're not gonna
trim,
get the
the
speed, or you're not
transition.
gonna be in
So
the right
it
place
falls
in the
into
wave.
its own self.
Yeah, for sure. But I was surprised to learn that, and just like I was surprised to learn that each heat is scored separately. So that was good information that we were able to get on the show from Hato, and I was excited to have it. And then another thing that Amori commented was Amori said that he reckons that it'd be good to have more communication with the riders and the judges, and he said that he would be up for having meetings at the at the beginning and or the end of each day of a Grand Slam event, and with the judges telling the riders, this is what we like, this is what we don't like, and this is maybe pointing out specifics. As you see in red, once again, looking good in the barrel. Ian Campbell coming out with a spit. This guy finds the barrel on every single wave. It seems like it's blowing my mind.
He is just on the tube hunt, isn't he, in Brazil?
Oh, I cannot believe it. And again, while we were talking, a score came through for Magno Passos last week, a 4.7. He has a 12.35, a decent score, but he now needs a 7.94 to get up to the lead. And I'm going to dare say Ian Campbell on the heels of this wave is going to get an even better second score. And look at this, disappearing a couple times.
Well, nice tube there. Super deep. Bit of a chandelier at the end where he came out, but, I'm loving this action. And he's up against Magno, local Brazilian. Magno's from the next state north, Espírito Santo, and, I'm sure the media are down on the beach all over this heat. I saw him scrambling around Tamiga when he lost in that heat before. These guys have a big following in Brazil. Bodyboarding's growing, tremendously with numbers every year, every time we come back.
Look at this replay. Further down the beach, looking into the barrel. Look at that pit. And I'm looking for a somewhere in the...
Well, if he wins, it's going to be an upset.
Maybe I'm looking for a 7 somewhere, and it would be an upset for Magno Passos to lose on Brazilian soil, especially as we see some of the fit girls down on the beach. Plenty of fit people here in Brazil, aren't there?
Plenty.
Now that we got here, there's 2 more. So still waiting for a score for Ian Campbell. What's he gonna get? No, still waiting for it. Four minutes remaining here in the first man-on-man heat. Man-on-man action going on here at the IBA, and we know who loves that. All the fans.
That's right. Man-on-man heats are what the Grand Slam's all about these days. Just like a boxing match.
Some true competition, mono, and some real strategy coming into play.
See Pierre on the beach just scoping out. He's coming up in the next heat.
I'm still waiting for a score from Ian Campbell in the last wave. What's going on?
Yeah, well, like you said before, they're obviously looking at the scale and referring it to the other barrels he got scored for earlier in this heat. As we see, Dudu, local favourite down there, Dudu Pedro.
Yep. We're going to see him later on. He's going to be taking on Eliatin. And Eliatin's a rider who got that 9.25 in the last minute, helping to seal the deal and send Guilherme Temega home for the rest of the competition. And that's it's got to be a shocker for a lot of Brazilian bodyboard fans. And still, no score coming in yet for Ian Campbell. I don't know if the judges are really thinking about this one and discussing it.
Yeah, they're looking back at the other ones. They got the replay in the judges area, so they'll be reviewing it and making sure that they don't go too high with it. You also got to realise that that last barrel that he got compared to the one before, I think the one before was a squarer, more chunkier barrel at the start, and then finished with 3 rolls. Where here he sort of finished with one flopper at the end. So it's not going to be above an 8.8, I don't think.
I don't think it's as good as the other one, but it was a little bit more small barrel, but I think a little cleaner barrel.
So you
but
can
the
see,
judges really like to score on the sides.
yeah. And also, I mean, Haddo probably would have talked about this and scores that were thrown down yesterday. You know, like a lot of viewers were writing in saying that, guys were doing moves on the shore and they should have got more point. But the scoring potential is out the back on the peak, like we just saw with these barrels. It doesn't. I don't preferably think it looks good finishing moves on the sand and rolling up. As you see, Magno here tucking in.
Just too deep on that one, way too far back. Magno looking for, a home run, which is going to have to get here in the last minute and 40 seconds of the first man-on-man heat. Round number 4 of the GoPro IBA World Tour, the Itacoatiara Pro, presented by Pride Bodyboards, as well as Net and Komoda Surf Shop. Again, Alex Leon, your World Tour General Manager. Next to myself, the host with the most, Eric Apple, here with you
with the most
at the IBA World Tour. And man, we started off on the North Shore of Hawaii pipeline. We moved southwest to Australia, and the South Coast Crusade got some amazing waves at a secret spot down there. We ventured across the entire Pacific to Chile for 2 events, a Grand Slam and a WQS. And now we've trekked across the continent of South America through the Andes, the Amazon, and the Pantanal, and we're here in the Atlantic Ocean and the power of Itacoatiara. We see Ian Campbell paddling, and he finally gets a score, a 7.45, a great score. We knew it wasn't going to be as big as the one before, but still a solid score nonetheless. A total of 16.33, Alex.
Yeah, take a breath. I'll jump in for you if you like. Ian Campbell, he's come from the trials. He was unsuccessful in Arica. He didn't qualify, but he did all right. Knew he saw his potential. Now he's made it into his first Grand Slam. And
he's really seemed to cut
a
stride.
He's got some points too on the GQS. And you know what? I reckon he'll probably qualify.
Look at this.
He's just about to take down a Brazilian legend, Magno Passos.
And
in 5 seconds, it'll be all over.
That's going to be it. Magno Passos, and he was 12th in the points last year. So for this guy to come out of the trials and do this well is
he's in the quarters now. Ian Campbell
impressive.
from South Africa, in his first Grand Slam, has now made the quarterfinals.
That's great. So Magno Passos is going to have an equal 9th. And do you know off the top of your head how many points and what the money is for 9th?
I believe it'll be a 17th he'll get, a 17th.
No, that was this round, the 3rd round. So these guys are going to go home with equal 9th.
Sorry, that is, yes. The equal 9th, second position in all these heats.
And do you know the money and the points?
The points, I'm not too sure. I don't have it in front of me. I've got to go and have a look at the seedings. But I think the points will be 2,000 or 1,100. I know prize money's $1,000 each.
$1,000 each for equal 9th?
Here we see Pierre on this first wave.
Look at this PLC flipping there. What
How did
a
I know
surprise.
he's going to do that?
Yeah. So again, a 30-minute heat, and the next one, a lot of French going to be going on in the water today. Pierre-Louis Costes, former world champion, versus Amore Laverne, world champion. And we're going to send you to a commercial when we come back. We will be back with Pierre-Louis Costes, Amore Laverne here at the GoPro IBA World Tour. We'll see you in a minute.